All right, welcome back. AI-related power stocks seeing some gains today. Markets at new record highs, by the way. This after reports the Trump administration is preparing a package of executive actions aimed at boosting energy supply to power AI. Kind of already have that. It's the Department of Electricity Dominance, whatever they call it. The Energy Department estimates that data centers, which are used to power your phone, your apps, your AI, will potentially use 12% of all electricity in just a couple of years. Now, 12% may not sound like a lot, but consider it's more than a doubling of power demand right now and would basically create an entirely large new U.S. state worth of electricity demand. So your next guest wanted to find out just how much energy it takes to generate things like a video made with AI. It's a fascinating piece in the Wall Street Journal, and she is here to share those results. Joanna Stern, personal tech columnist at the Journal. Urge everybody to go read it. I'll tweet it back out again. What did you find, Joanna?
Well, I found that it's really hard to figure out how much energy each of our AI prompts take. But here's what I did figure out. Text likely takes a lot less energy than the images or videos that you're making, which may seem obvious. But the big problem is that the big AI companies, the big tech companies, aren't forthcoming with how much energy each of these prompts take. And honestly, they're not that forthcoming with how much energy all of this takes. That said, Sam Altman did give a number a few weeks ago that each or the average ChatGPT query is 0.34 watt hours. Though the research I was looking at says that to create a video, you could use anywhere between 20 watt hours and 110 watt hours. So that gives you a little bit of the scale there.
You know, it's the same as a phone. You know, our viewers, and I know this is all a weird, you're exactly right. It's a weird world. I cover electricity. I talk about it. It's still very, very confusing to me, much less people that don't study it. Just pay attention to your phone, right? If you have more apps open, your phone battery will drain faster. That's it. Data centers kind of do that on an extreme scale.
Well, yes. I mean, well, let's talk about the phone. I think it's a really good benchmark for people. So your phone, the average iPhone or smartphone takes 10 watt hours to charge. Okay. That's when let's say you go from 0 to 100%, right? In the case that I was just talking about, that's 20 watt hours to 100 watt hours just to make one video, one AI video. Now, I will say that sounds like a lot. And I actually, in the video, I'm sure you appreciate this, Brian, wanted to figure out how much energy that really could be. And it turns out that if you're making about 1 or 2 videos, that's the equivalent of grilling 1 steak on an electric grill. I know probably not the most accessible equation there, but I just wanted to know what AI was equal to in steaks. But just to give that sense, right, a text prompt at 0.34, or let's say we can give it 2 watt hours at the max, is a lot less than using 20 or to 110 watt hours at the video end.
I think it's a very good analogy, because I think for, like we talked about, it's like when you own an EV, and I don't know if you still do. I know you've owned some, you've driven some, so have I. It's like trying to figure out how much more power. So can you tell us your personal experience? Has your EV increased your electric bill noticeably? Because I assume you charge at home.
I do charge at home, and honestly, not a ton, because I charge at these off hours and the off-peak hours. So I charge on the weekends, I charge at night, and so they give you a deal. The PSE&G here in New Jersey gives you a little bit of a deal. I mean, I've noticed some increase, but also I don't charge all that often. And I think that's the question with AI too, is we don't actually see that power. It's a little bit of a difference, right? We see that power with the EV. It's coming from our home. In the AI space, that power is coming from the data center, as we saw in that last segment where they were using those EV batteries. Well, they're recycling those and sort of using those as the grid in that situation. And so when we think about the power drain of our own AI use, it's not actually coming from our homes. It's coming from these data centers, and there's really no transparency to the end user about how much power that is. And we've seen a lot of freak out in the AI industry about how much water am I using, how much energy am I using, but we don't really quite know.
And it's hard to, probably something we'll never be able to figure out, but I would say that 12% of total energy demand is basically a California of power use.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. Let's just leave it at that.
Huge amount as we send each other AI-generated graphics.
I was making Joanna a picture of Kelly on a book cover that said wealth is wealth, because that's what she said. And now I'm worried I've used too much electricity. Joanna, thank you.